Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I've got a video out to you, but with the weather and work and family stuff going on, it's just I haven't had a lot of time to get anything out. But today I wanted to show you my project that I'm working on. I've had this apart for about 5 years and I've slowly been getting pieces together for it. If you follow me on my Instagram, I've been putting updates on there, but I wanted to give y'all a look at this, so let's dive off into it. So here's what we got. This is a Sporterized Remington model 1917 bolt action rifle. Now, I picked this up at a pawn shop about 5 years or so ago. I give near nothing for it, and the thing had a the original March of 1918 dated barrel on it. It had already been sporterized. They'd already, at some point in its history, they had machined this, the sight horns that's normally on a 1917 off to a Remington Model 30 profile and machined the stripper guide out. Now the Remington Model 30 was essentially this same rifle that Remington took leftover receivers and machining methods and made into a commercial rifle that basically looked like this, except it had the stripper guide still in it. But they contoured the rear. I think they actually moved the logo down here. It said Model 30 and whatnot. But I picked this up for near nothing. And when I got it, the original barrel looked like a smoothbore sewer pipe. Thing had hardly no rifle and it was bad pitted. So at that point, I took the barrel off and it sat on the shelf. Well, a couple years ago, I was browsing eBay and I run across this barrel. You can see there, Springfield 30 cal 1906 in Remington Arms Company, Ilion, New York. That barrel is a Model 30 pull-off. I messaged the seller, and they had a gun shop. He was like second or third generation of it. His grandfather owned it, and then his dad and uncle, and then him. And what he told me was his grandfather had a Model 30, and he pulled the original 30-06 barrel off and put a 416 Rigby, I believe it was, barrel on it, made a safari gun. Well, I picked this pull-off up from him after I messaged with him. He agreed to sell me this barrel, and I had it put on this receiver. Being as the Model 30 and Model 1917 are pretty well the same action, same barrel threads, same thread in action, same bolt, fit right on there. So that got me started. Well, I had picked up a Fagan Sporter stock. It was new old stock from the 60s, but it had a high comb on it, and this receiver's already been drilled and tapped for a scope, and I'm not going to go back with that. I wanted a more intra-war rifle, they call it, something that was, you know, common between World War I and World War II. Well, my buddy Evan, ETK Handmade, he has a YouTube and he has an Instagram, had this classic patterned stock that he had got in a bunch of stuff from a gunsmith who had died, and I believe he had died, either died or retired, and he ended up with a bunch of stuff. We had this stock that's either for a Model 30 or a Model 1917 that's been sporterized. This is the more straight comb, has a slight rollover, cheek piece, has a palm swell. But I got this stock from him. So my plans from there, I was like, well, got the stock, got the action. I decided I wasn't going to use a scope. I'll eventually get some plugs from brown nails and fill these holes and probably Loctite, file them off, paint them, file them off, and fill these in, because I also got this. This is a Lyman number 48R for a Remington Model 30. These are I've been looking for a while. They're kind of, you can find Lyman 48s for other receivers, but the ones for the Remington, I don't know, for some reason don't seem to pop up, or they haven't for me. But this sight is fantastic. It's what they call micrometer sight. It is built like a tank. You can loosen this off. This is your quick adjustment. This is dovetailed in there. You can push that in and it pushes the threads away. Or you can use the micrometer adjustments. If you can hear those clicks. And it bottomed out. From what information I found, these are a half minute of angle adjustment. So at 100 yards, it will be a ½ inch, not a quarter. I'm gonna have to do some research because the Model 30s come drilled and tapped from the factory for one of these, where you could add it on. As you can see, this one is not, because it was a Sporterized, but this is the profile for the sight. So I've got to do a little work and making sure that I get this fitted correctly. But this will be it'll have this sight in that stock, and I'm going for, like I said, between World War I and World War II sporting rifle. I do have my friends at Brownells. I bought some pillars. I'm gonna pillar bed it, and I'm also going to bed the receiver with this Acra glass and float the barrel. I believe from what reading I've done, in 1932, Remington went to floating the barrel on the Model 30s. So from 1920 or 21, they released it. It was about 10 years there they didn't float it, and then starting in 32 up till 1940 when they quit making it, they floated them. So that's my goal. As far as the finish is concerned, I'm going to build a sweat tank. I guess is what you call it. I'm going to rust blue the barreled action and all the metal parts myself. Again, I'll use Brownells as rust blue solution because Evan, the one who sold me the stock, he has rust blued some steel butt plates and other gun parts, and the blue color of their formula is really nice. I've been reading through this old book. It's from the 60s that Bob Brownell put out. I think there's 4 volumes. I've got all 4 of them, but I was reading in here. This thing's full of all kinds of knowledge, and you know, it's got a detailed several pages on doing rust bluing. So I'll build a tank, and I'll rust blue this thing myself the way they would have done in those days. Essentially, you clean it good, put the solution on, put it in this humidified tank, you let it rust, you boil it, then you card it, and you repeat that process multiple times till you get the color of blue that you want on the metal. Technical difficulty there, and it got me cut off. But anyway, that's the 1917 project. It essentially is going to be a Model 30 when I get done with it, considering that's what the 1917 action evolved into in the commercial market. I'd always wanted one of those rifles, and when I found this one for the price I did, I figured I could build what I wanted easier and cheaper off that action than finding a Remington Model 30. But I appreciate y'all coming by. I appreciate all the comments and interaction I get here and on Instagram. If you don't follow me there, go give me a follow there. I've had a lot of information given to me and a lot of great conversation with y'all, and I appreciate that. Remember, if you shop at Brownells, to use code BOP10, that's BOP10, on anything over $150. That'll save you 10%. And I appreciate you. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button to keep up with what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get more content out as work and weather allows. And we'll catch you around next time. Thank y'all.